Good morning, YouTubians. It's Kermit's Ghost. It is Monday, the 13th of January 2025, a Blu-ray release day here in the UK. Best day of the week. And there are around 20 titles coming out today, but which of these will make it to the shelves of HMV is anyone's guess. But we are about to find out. Once, of course, I've sampled the delights of Costa Coffee. And did anybody catch the news during the week? It actually claimed, after 10 years of research on thousands upon thousands of coffee drinkers, that drinking coffee in the morning, and it is morning that's key to the story, that drinking coffee in the morning can prevent your demise by some 16%. Now, it's not claiming it's going to make you immortal. Heaven forbid. It just prolongs your life enough for you to justify your habit. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is Costa Coffee first, then HMV, and then back here to see what titles I've lined up for the conclusion. So I'll see you all inside Costa in just a moment. Let's go. Okay, so it's time for a bit of royalty-free music as I show you 3 separate Christmas tree graveyards, then my coffee shot, and then the opening of HMV. In no particular order, I'm going to start with Juror Number 2, a legal thriller from this year that's directed by Clint Eastwood. This is about a recovering alcoholic played by Nicholas Hoult, who's called for jury service on a case he may actually be the culprit of. So it's a moral dilemma of a movie. This also stars J.K. Simmons, Kiefer Sutherland, and Toni Collette. £14.99 for this film today. Next is Inglourious Basterds limited edition Blu-ray release from Arrow. This 2-disc set includes a 60-page film and filmmakers collector's book, a double-sided poster, a replica Nation's Pride Premiere Programme booklet, a beer mat, 3 double-sided art cards, a strudel recipe card, a reversible cover, plus a plethora of extras. £24.99 for this release today. Incubus next from Arrow. This is a limited edition of the 1966 folk horror film that's written and directed by Leslie Stevens. It's a 4K remaster of the sole surviving print of the film. It stars William Shatner just before he took his role as Captain Kirk. This film's said to be cursed as 2 of the main stars took their own lives before the film was released. And the movie uses the Esperanto language, so expect some subtitles. Now, if you plan to pick this one up, the Blu-ray is priced at £17.99 and the 4K is priced at £21.99. This comes with an audio commentary from Shatner and from David S. Scow, who is a genre historian. It's also an illustrated collector's book as well. The Ring next on 4K. This 2002 supernatural horror is directed by Gore Verbinski, and it stars Naomi Watts as a reporter called Rachel, who is asked by her sister to investigate her niece's death, which is linked to a videotape which, when watched, gives you a 7-day countdown to your death. Also stars Brian Cox and Chris Cooper. £22.99 for this 4K release. The Kingdoms of Ruin Season 1 now. This is set in a world of witches where once they were revered, but science has now taken hold and they've lost their appeal and they're hunted down and killed. One witch's apprentice vows to avenge his teacher's death. This has a runtime of 300 minutes and is region A and B compatible. £39.99 for this season today. Mikey and Nikki next. This is a Criterion release of the 1976 crime drama that was written and directed by Elaine May. It's about 2 criminals played by Peter Falk and John Cassavetes, and it turns out that Nicky has stolen some cash from his mob boss, and he phones his lifelong friend Mikey to help him evade an assassin who's been sent to kill him. The assassin is played by Ned Beatty. This one is priced at £22.99. Sound Euphorium Season 1 next. This is about Kumiko, a first-year high school student, socially awkward and easily influenced, and after being persuaded to join the high school band, Kumiko has to figure out if it really is for her. This has 14 episodes and a runtime of 325 minutes. This one is priced at £29.99. Villainess, level 99. I may be the hidden boss, but I am not the Demon Lord, season 1. That's quite the title. Yomiella Dognes is a quiet girl who wants a quiet life, but when she's reincarnated into an otome role-playing game, where she is the most powerful person in the country, she must team up with the original game heroes to defeat the Demon Lord himself. This one is priced at £39.99. The Swarm next. This is a horror film from 1978 directed by Irwin Allen. It's about a massive swarm of killer bees that's leaving disaster in its wake. I'm picking this one up today, but I'll feature it in next week's video as I need to watch it. It's been at least 40 years since I last saw it. Stars Sir Michael Caine, God bless you sir, Richard Widmark, Olivia de Havilland, Richard Chamberlain, Slim Pickens and Henry Fonda. This one is priced at £14.99. Next is ReZero Starting Life in Another World Season 2 Part 2. This is episodes 14 through to 25. And here we have a standard release, but I will show you a special edition release in just a moment, which will match Season 2 Part 1. And with the special edition, you get a 52-page booklet, a folded poster, an original soundtrack CD, plus clean opening and ending promo videos and commercials. Season 1 Part 1 is still available, in case you are wondering. The standard release for this season is priced at £32.99, whereas the special edition release is more than double that, priced at £69.99. Next we have The Bermuda Depths, a fantasy film from 1978 put out on the Warner Archive label. It's directed by Suganobu Kotani, and it's about, as the title will suggest, the mysteries of the Bermuda Triangle and what lurks beneath the waves. Carl Weathers stars in this movie. Expect to pay £14.99. Darling in the Franxx, the complete second season. This anime is set in the distant future where the world is in tatters and people live inside a fortified city where giant life forms roam outside, and the city's children pilot massive robots called Franxx that battle against these huge creatures. £32.99 for this release today. Banished from the hero's party, I decided to live a quiet life in the countryside too next. It's about Red and Rit, husband and wife, who have settled down in the countryside of Zoltan, but Red's younger sister Rutti, who is a hero, comes to stay with them, and peace doesn't last long. This 300-minute season is priced at £32.99. Luna's Angels next from Screenbound Pictures. This 2007 erotic crime drama is a remake of Charlie's Angels, about 3 sensual women who are sent to 3 different countries and 3 different crime bosses to get information on how to build a nuclear bomb, and their brief is to use whatever means necessary to get the job done. £14.99 for this skin flick today. Truth Be Told Season 1 next. This is an Apple TV exclusive show which aired December 6, 2019 through to January 10th, 2020. There are 3 seasons to the show, which I will show you in just a moment. This season comprises of 8 episodes and stars Octavia Spencer as Poppy Parnell. She's an investigative reporter who runs a crime podcast. Also stars Aaron Paul, Elizabeth Perkins and Mekhi Phifer. This 2-disc release is priced at £24.99. And here we have Season 2 of Truth Be Told, which aired on August 20th, 2021 through to October 22nd, 2021. And joining the cast in this season is Kate Hudson as Poppy's childhood friend, as well as David Lyons as a police inspector investigating a death. This 3-disc season has 10 episodes and a runtime of 600 minutes and a price tag of £24.99. And here is the 3rd and final season of Truth Be Told. This season aired January 20th, 2023 through to March 24th, 2023. And joining Octavia Spencer in this season is Ricardo Chavira, Peter Gallagher, Gabriella Union, and Anna Ayora. This also comprises of 10 episodes and is priced at £24.99. And all 3 seasons carry a 15 certificate. But if individual season releases are not your thing, then you can buy this complete box set with a saving of £5 or thereabouts. You don't get the individual slipcovers or save much room on the shelf, but it is a show that's now ended, and it does have an outer box set, albeit a flimsy one. But if this is preferable to you, you can expect to pay £69.99 for this release. Hey everybody, welcome back. 4 titles to show you. Got one from the 60s, one from the 70s, one from the 80s, and one from last year. So it's quite a mixture in here. Let's crack on with it. First one to show you is Dawn of the Mummy. This is a Section 3 obscene horror film from 1981 that was directed by Frank Agramer. The film opens up with the mummification of Sefrakama, a very powerful pharaoh, and also some local villagers who are kidnapped and sacrificed as protection for the pharaoh in the afterlife. His tomb is then sealed and cursed. Then we cut to modern day. Tombs are opened and an old hag pops up, warns some tomb raiders that the burial site is cursed. The hag was the high priestess. Ignoring the warning, the three men enter the tomb and one of them dies. His face is melted off. A little bit later, three fashion models and a bunch of photographers, they show up to do a shoot in Egypt, and inadvertently they stumble onto the cursed site. Despite being shot at by the tomb raiders, they go inside the burial chamber and they set up their cameras ready for a shoot. As luck would have it, or bad luck if you prefer, their studio lights start slowly reanimating the pharaoh and by proxy his protectors. They were more like zombies and mummies. They bite people's necks and that kind of thing. Now, despite the models finding dead or dying people near the tomb, they keep returning time after time to do reshoots, and carnage soon follows them, which is pretty much deserved because they have no respect for the dead. They even rest their handbags on top of the mummy whilst doing fashion shoots. I won't say any more. There is no point in mentioning any of the actors as they're all obscure or unknown. Very low budget on this film, $500,000, which is clear to see why, because it was filmed mainly outside in Egypt with Italian cast. Cheap sets, although the tomb was pretty good though, and the makeup on the mummy was pretty good as well, quite juicy at times. It's got a runtime of 1 hour 32 minutes. Let's take a look inside. Okay, so this is from Treasured Films. It's a very sturdy box, very high quality, unlike the film. There's the spine. On the back there is an information sheet which I have already put up in the corner, and underneath there is a picture of the mummy there, as you can see, nice and juicy. It has a whole bunch of double-sided art cards, and I'll put images up in the corner so you can see those. There's a 42-page booklet. The Blu-ray cover, which has a different image to the outer box, has a reversible image. And the image on the cover you're presented with has been put onto the disc. So that was Dawn of the Mummy. Next is Doctor Who The Collection Season 2, which originally started airing on Halloween 1964 through to 24th of July 1965, with William Hartnell continuing his stint as the title character, Doctor Who. In fact, William Hartnell remained the Doctor until Season 4, where he regenerates during the story arc of the 10th Planet, which is some 2 years on from this, where William is replaced by Patrick Troughton, but it's referred to as a renewal rather than a regeneration at that stage. Anyway, digressing. There are 9 story arcs in this one, which are put onto 9 discs, so you get 1 disc per story. Overall, there are 39 episodes, 2 of which are actually still missing, but the missing parts have now been reconstructed using photographs and old audio soundtracks. It is a shame these episodes themselves have gone, but I'd rather have this than nothing at all. It just requires a little bit of imagination on the watcher's behalf, that's all. Story titles are as follows. You've got The Planet of the Giants, which has 3 episodes. You've got Dalek Invasion of Earth, which has 6 episodes. There is Rescue, which has just 2 episodes. Then you have Romans, which has 4 episodes. The Web Planet, which has 6 episodes. The Crusade, which has 4 episodes, 2 of which are the reconstructed ones that I talked about just now. The Space Museum, which has 4 episodes. The Chase, which has 6 episodes. And The Time Meddler, which has 4 episodes, with each of these episodes running at about 25 minutes each. Karen Ann Ford is playing Susan Foreman. She's the Doctor's companion, and she's joined by 2 of her school teachers, Ian Chesterton, being played by William Russell, who you may know as Ted Sullivan in Coronation Street, and also Barbara Wright as well, being played by Jacqueline Hill, who returns to the show in season 18 as an alien priestess called Lexa. Sorry if I just activated your devices then. This got an overall runtime of 950 minutes. Let's take a look inside. The front cover image is exactly the same, but the back is very different. So as I mentioned, there are 9 discs in this set, and I'll put the images up in the corner, so I'll waffle on for a little bit because it gives me time to put them up there. Each image is a little bit different to the next one, and each image is very nice, very unique. I like that. On the reverse of the cover, we have the inside of the TARDIS. And there is a 16-page episode guide included. So that was Doctor Who Season 2. Next one to show you is The Valdez Horses, aka Chino, an Italian western from 1973 directed by John Sturges. His films include Bad Day at Black Rock, Escape from Fort Bravo, which has a terrible Blu-ray transfer, Magnificent Seven, and Gunfight at the OK Corral. And it stars Charles Bronson as Chino Valdez, a horse trainer and trader who takes a runaway boy of 13 under his wing, teaches him how to handle horses. The boy is Jamie Wagner, being played by Vincent Van Patten. He was actually a pretty good horse rider, seeing as he'd just come off 2 TV westerns, got Bonanza and Gunsmoke, and he was also in a western TV movie called Bravos as well. Chino, he's got a bit of a reputation in town as a troublemaker, and this is proved when he takes some horses into town, gets into a fist fight in a saloon. But as mentioned, this is a western made from 1973, and Charles Bronson was married to Jill Ireland, and typically Jill would pop up in his films. And this is no exception, because here she is playing Catherine Marl, a sister to a ranch owner who's not very fond of Chino, and when he finds out that Chino and Catherine are an item, this turns into rage. I should point out that Sturgis, the director, he regretted being strong-armed into hiring Jill in the first place, considered her an ill fit for the movie, and Sturgis thought the film was less than par, and 6 months later an Italian director was brought on to do some reshoots as well. As for the story itself, well, it's a metaphor. Chino is a wild horse, and he's being fenced in by the big ranch owner with all his barbed wire fences, and obviously the change in times as well. This one's got a runtime of 1 hour 37 minutes. Let's take a look inside. Okay, before I show you the disc, this is a limited edition which I picked up from CEX for £8. Unfortunately, the booklet was not included, but you take your chance when you buy things from CEX. So the front cover image has been put onto the disc, and this edition comes with a reversible cover. So that was the Valdez horses. Next and last is The G. This is a Canadian revenge thriller from last year that was directed by Carl Ahern, and it stars Dale Dickey as Anne Hunter. She is a grandmother who's put into a care home, which is not unlike a prison. Her property is taken away from her by a legal guardian, Rivera, being played by Bruce Ramsey. He actually arrives at Anne's home about 3 o'clock in the morning with legal documents. While she's sleeping, they wake her up and they remove her and her partner, who is wheelchair bound, and they won't even let them take any of their personal belongings with them, and they put them in a very secure nursing home. So it acts out a bit like a kidnapping, if you like, and apparently this is very legal stuff in America. It happens quite a lot. Dale Dickey you may know from My Name is Earl. She played Patty the hooker. She was also in Breaking Bad, where she played a down and out drug addict, and she plays a lot of down and out people in her career. She's a character actress, you might say. Now, after the now legal guardian and his henchman Ralph sell everything off, they return to the nursing home and they beat up Anne's husband Chip, who they think they're hiding some kind of information, that they have some cash stored away somewhere, and Chip dies that night. Now, I'm not going to say any more story-wise, but I will also mention it stars Romaine Denis as Anne's granddaughter Emma, who gets in way over her head, and I must warn you as well, there's a brief scene of OAP lovemaking. Ooh. This was bleak, not because of the lovemaking, violent and sometimes slow paced, but it's worth watching to the end. Got a good conclusion. This got a runtime of 1 hour 46 minutes. Let's take a look inside. So the slipcover and the cover have the same image, and that image has been put onto the disc. And this, by the way, is on sale in HMV for £11.99. So that was The G. So that was it. Have you seen any of those? Do you plan to pick them up, or just want to leave a comment? Then do so down below. I will read every single one and try to reply if I have at the time. Give the video a thumbs up, really does help the channel, and subscribe if you haven't. It's all free. Why wouldn't you? On that note, all that's left to say is thank you so much for choosing my channel today and watching my video. Take care. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.